Yo, what's going on, y'all? We're back. I'm your host, Paco, and you're listening to Occupy the Media. We're in the final segment of today. I want to thank you if you've been listening to me. Don't forget I'm on every morning and afternoon. That's 10 a.m. to noon Eastern Time and 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Time, Monday through Friday. I just came across this article here. Cop boots pregnant woman in the stomach. Department says it's fine. A road cop from DeKalb County Police Department in the state of Georgia is in the news for the third time in 7 months. Officer Jared Wheeler is now being investigated after kicking a pregnant woman in the stomach. No charges have been filed against Officer Wheeler for kicking Raven Dozier in the abdomen after the cop responded to a call involving a child custody issue, reports local news WSB TV News. Dozier says she was trying to calm her brother down during police questioning after a police officer used a taser gun on her sibling. After her brother was shot, Ms. Dozier says she started crying and questioning the officer over his actions. That's when Wheeler is reported to have gotten violent. Quote, I think he really just didn't want me asking him any questioning him. And when I did question him is when he kicked me. Ms. Dozier was just shy of 9 months pregnant during the incident. She underwent an emergency C-section procedure 2 weeks after and gave birth to a healthy baby boy, Levi. Now more than 4 months after being assaulted by the officer, Dozier is still demanding justice. According to the DeKalb County Police Department, Officer Wheeler was in the right. Despite being only days away from her due date, Officer Wheeler said he could not tell that Ms. Dozier was pregnant during the incident. Regardless, he explains in the official police report that accompanied the incident that he used a front push kick to the abdomen as he was taught to do at the academy because she approached him aggressively. A police report was filed because officers charged Ms. Dozier for obstruction during the altercation. Prosecutors have since dropped the charge. A public profile exists on Facebook for Jared Wheeler from Atlanta, Georgia, that lists his employer as DeKalb County Police Department. Among Wheeler's listed activities are grappling, training, weightlifting, and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. According to the Facebook page for Jared Wheeler, one of his favorite quotes is, "Weapons give me a semi." 4 months after the incident, WSB TV confirms that Officer Wheeler is under a criminal probe for the incident. When Ms. Dozier initially filed a complaint, however, the police department dismissed her allegations, refused an investigation, and okayed the officer's actions. At least 4 supervisors and an internal affairs detective subsequently approved of Wheeler's actions and agreed that the attack was within the department's use of force policy. Quote, what kind of human being kicks a pregnant woman? I mean, forget whether or not it is a police officer that is supposedly protecting people. Dozier's attorney, Mark Bulma, tells WSPDV BTV News. He had no reason to do that, and for a higher authority to say that he is okay, his boss is wrong too, Dozier adds. I believe that something should be done. Men go to jail every day for hitting women, and it's not okay just because he is a police officer. A call placed by RT America with the DeKalb County Police Department inquiring if Officer Wheeler is currently receiving pay was not returned. WSB TV reports that a police representative declined to comment with them as well regarding how the department was handling the officer. What has been revealed, however, is more shocking news about the officer's sordid past, including events from only the last few months. In September, a 53-year-old woman said officer twisted her arm and slammed her into a cop car for seemingly no reason. This January, Wheeler responded to a 911 call by arriving at the wrong address, then shooting a leashed dog that was inside the incorrect home's garage. He was exonerated on both crimes. It's showing that there is an ongoing pattern and practice of attempting to clear officers of clearly illegal, unconstitutional, and improper conduct, Bowman adds. So yeah, this is the police state that we live in, where cops can kick pregnant women and they tell you it's okay. They get you so desensitized. Oh, so what? We can do whatever we want. Yeah, we're doing military exercises over Miami. Sound like Pakistan. So what? So what? We tase you to death. We'll pepper spray you to death. We'll pepper spray you till you're blind. All these things are in the news. Look it up. It's crazy, man. Let's see. Where is this at? In Georgia? Well, the department should be open all the time, 24/7. I wonder if we should try to give them a call and ask them why nothing's being done. Why is it that he's not having charges pressed against him? This is in the state of Georgia. I just want to see if somehow, maybe if I got a couple minutes, maybe if I call there. Maybe if I call there, somebody might pick up. And we can ask them. Let's see. DeKalb County Police Department. And this is in Georgia. Yeah, I mean, we just need to start getting in contact with him, man, and start letting him know how we feel. File police reports. All right, they're giving me a list of a whole bunch of numbers, so I don't even know where to call. I might have to do some more research and then see. Maybe we'll call him tomorrow. But yeah, it's time that we go to the airwaves, man. We need to be questioning these police officers, all this police brutality going on. It could be easily any one of us. I got pulled over here in Pasadena College on my bike because it was like 2 in the morning. I'm riding my bike, and I happen to run a red light. 2 in the morning with no cars around, nobody around. I mean, I thought I didn't even see the cop car, to be honest. I was by myself, the middle of the night. Nobody's there. Big deal. No, this cop pulls up in front of me, cuts me off while I'm going past the gas station. Hey, wants to search me and all that, but I know my constitutional rights. Long story short, he didn't search me. He was upset. He thought I had drugs on me. And when he left, I told him, I said, I don't know how you sleep at night, man. I don't know how they sleep at night being like that. Did you guys hear about this? An African-American cop from Chicago is facing 80 years behind prison for attempted murder after 4 white police officers shot him nearly 30 times and left him for dead. I don't understand, though. How does he get charged? Let's see here. Howard Morgan, a former police officer with the Chicago Police Department, was shot 28 times by fellow cops in 2005 after being caught driving the wrong direction down a one-way street. According to the cops, Morgan met the responding officers by utilizing a weapon of his own. Although he argues otherwise, Morgan would go on to be found not guilty by a jury on 3 counts, including discharging his weapon, and although they deadlocked when deciding an attempted murder, a separate jury went on to convict him of that charge this past January. Friends and family were the first to defend Morgan, but now the Occupy Chicago group is offering assistance as well. The Windy City's Occupy Wall Street offshoot has already held a rally to raise awareness of the alleged injustice against Morgan, and hoping that even if already convicted, they will be able to introduce to the public what some are calling just another example of racial bias in America's justice system. Quote, after being left for dead, he survived and then was charged with attempted murder of the 4 white officers who brutalized him, explains Occupy Chicago on the group's website. This group also argues that the 4 white officers who opened fire should be prosecuted for attempted murder, as proof exists that they tried to kill Howard Morgan. In the case against the former police officer, however, the prosecution has failed to provide substantial evidence that suggests Morgan opened fire. Morgan's wife, Rosalind Morgan, tells the Sun-Times that she has her own doubts that her husband would open fire at a group of officers without reason and in his own backyard. Quote, 4 white officers and 1 black Burlington North Santa Fe Railroad policeman with his weapon on him around the corner from our home, and he just decided to go crazy? No, that's ludicrous, she says. Rosalind Morgan adds that the court's repeated trying of her husband exhibits a case of obstruction of justice, since Howard was brought to trial more than once for the alleged crime. The Change.org petition also argues that the constitutional guarantee of a speedy trial was not established, noting that it took nearly 7 years and several trials to get a conviction in court. Quote, if they can do this and eliminate double jeopardy in your constitutional rights, then my God, I fear for every Afro-American, whether they be male or female, in this corrupt, unjust system. It's everyone, white, black, brown.